I know you've been married and single, and I'm wondering, which do you think is harder?
Wait, first, I need to see the face that you just made when you heard the title of her blog. All right, which is harder, being married or being single?
I think being single is harder. And it's harder for a lot of reasons. And, you know, number one, it's like you're always kind of swimming upstream against, you know, if you're a single woman, people are always asking you, you know, are you dating? When are you going to meet someone? Did you want to date? And it's, you know, I really want to say I'm just so happy being single.
Why do you think people are unwilling to believe that? Why do you think that people are, when someone just says, I'm happy, why do you think that people feel that's some kind of a fraud or a sham?
You know, I don't know. I would ask.
Yes. What do you think? Wendy?
I think they're afraid to think that single people can be really happy, especially when they're married, because they have, it helps them to feel really good in their marriage if they're imagining that being single is a dreadful life. But of course, we single people know otherwise.
I think that's a great point. If someone's in a sad marriage, it's just like, well, I could be single.
Well, you know, one of the things that I you know, I mean, when I was married, and a very prominent editor came up to me right after I had gotten married, and she said, you'll see, now that you're married, your life is going to be so much easier now. And I was like, what does that mean? And she said, oh, you'll see. People will be more accepting of you. And it was true. All of a sudden, when I got married, it was, you know, when you're a single woman, people are like, why is she single? What's the story? What's going on? And they're asking questions because we don't really have this idea in our head of, you know, a single woman is happy and, you know, chooses to be single and is not looking for a man. You know, there's always this assumption that you are. So once you are married, it's like you're safe. People know your story. And when you're single, you're not quite safe. People don't quite know your story. And I have many single friends I have many friends who've never gotten married. And, you know, they're my age, maybe even a little bit older. And it's, one of my friends, she said, I just gave up. And she said, when people ask, you know, are you single? And she said, yes, I've been single my whole life. She said, sometimes I just feel like saying, oh, I was married 3 times. And now I'm divorced, just to get them off her case. But people are kind of on your case.
This is a safe space. We're having a great conversation, but I want our watchers to recognize if someone's asking these questions out of context, to have them question, why me, right? Like, just because I'm a woman, you care so much about my singleness.
I've been asked it's usually the leading question. And I've been asked so many questions about my relationship status and my sex life, and it is true, these are not things that we would ask men. And, you know, it reminds me of a little passage in the book when Pandy wonders why the world doesn't celebrate the self-made woman. You know, because usually women's value is in conjunction with somebody else. So I think it's about celebrating women for their singular talents and contributions.